Last episode, I spent way too long grinding backpack sacks and a builder's wand, all so I could finally build the gorgeous garden town that I designed on Creative. So today, we're transforming this empty patch of dirt into this. Or, well, that was the plan anyway. For those of you already lost, don't worry, there is a method to the madness that I will explain. So as you can see, I've got a huge garden plot, and the first thing you want to do when you've got an area this big is section it off. So I've sectioned it into 4 corners, and this is going to be the center building. So there's going to be a path going this way, a path going this way, a path going this way, and a path going this way. And I've sectioned it off, so this is 1 corner, 2, 3, 4. And essentially that's how I've started the build. So I've found the exact center. It's a 4x4 path each way, and I've built a really nice building that's going to go here. It's like a small cute little tower thing. And then I've sectioned off the area so that we have different farms. So on the right side, we're probably going to have maybe like a bunch of carrots. There's going to be another building here. I've added buildings even though you don't need them, just because they look nice. They add a bit of character. Over here, we're probably going to make this a wheat section. Over on this side, we're going to have probably a potato building, a potato farm. And then this building, it's going to be a huge building, and it's going to be for a pumpkin and melon, because pumpkin and melons are really ugly when you lay them out just in like a straight line, right? So I've done my best just to hide them in a building. And then for this section right here, right beside the farms that we've got going on over here, I'm gonna put like a large sugarcane farm. It's not the nicest thing, but it, you know, you got to have like a lot of farming as well as aesthetics. Now there are some large trees that I'm going to build in this area just to add a bit of height to everything, but the majority of the area is filled with these small trees. They look really nice and they're really easy to build, and they just sort of add a little bit of detail and texture to paths that we're going to add. Alright, now it's time to lay down the law. And by law, I mean path. You can't waterlog stairs, which is a little bit annoying, but we will live with it. When I'm building paths, I follow a couple of simple rules. Try to use blocks that are in the same color family. Make the path a bit windy. Straight paths are boring. And for this one here, I'm using andesite as the main block, mossy cobblestone as the secondary block, and then some smooth stone slabs just sprinkled in. Okay, I think it's time to start putting together some buildings. So the palette I'm working with is birch planks, oak planks, sandstone, quartz, dark oak, and blue wool. And that might sound surprising, but it looks really good. You'll see. Why is there a height limit? Oh my god. This is actually disgusting. Oh my god. So, after about an hour, maybe an hour and a half of being utterly devastated, I've also created a forum. And if you think the farming height should be raised, feel free to go and give that a like. I might link it in the description or in the comments or something. But I'm gonna try something else. I found out, right, the reason is, right, I'm gonna try something else because I am I want to build what I designed. I spent hours designing it. I spent hours grinding for the bags and the sacks because you can't place chests in the garden, which is disgusting, and I refuse to be defeated. So we're gonna try something else. In the collection here, you will see there is a farming island recipe, which says, place this in your private world to spawn a farming island. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna see how big this is. There's only 30 dirt blocks required, so I imagine it's not very big, but that's what we're gonna do. So hopefully this goes well. We'll see. It's probably gonna tell me I can only place one of these, but I've made two. Just gonna put it right here. It makes a very small island, and it grows the crops. Okay, great. So yeah, that's not gonna do anything for me. The thing is, right, I know in your private island that your farming foraging doesn't count. So like any additional foraging XP you get towards farming stuff from like the wheat armor and stuff doesn't apply on your private island. And this is a, I'm not gonna lie, this is a pile of crap. I still want to build it. I do not want to admit defeat. So this, yeah, it just says farming islands, farm, the barn, the mushroom desert, and the garden, which really sucks. Why? I hate this game. Well, we're gonna have to come up with something new. I honestly think I might keep this just because it looks okay, but I am extremely disappointed. For the record, this is what I was going to build. So we've got a gorgeous house here. This was going to be a storage room even though you can't place chests anywhere. We've got all of our sugarcane over here. This was going to be the pumpkin and melon farm. So we got this nice large building here. And then the beautiful little tower that I made. Another small building over here. It's you know, I didn't do the inside because I was going to do that on here. And then another building over here, which we also can't do. But yeah, this is the gorgeous garden design that I did. For the other stuff, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet. Well, I really can't be bothered thinking about how to redesign this right now, so I'm literally just going to place my wheat seeds and my carrots. Alright, I can't do what I wanted. We're gonna just try and go with it. I genuinely don't know what this is gonna turn out to look like, but you know, nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do to change the height limit. So the idea I had would be that they could set a farming limit so that you can't farm above a certain limit, so that you could still build and make the garden look whatever way you wanted. And there was a farming limit would stop people from being overpowered and stop all of the lag, but I don't know whether that would work or not, but it's just an idea that I had. So we're just gonna have to wing it, I guess, and try and make things work. Okay, so 6 is the height limit. This is gonna be the pumpkin and melon farm, so let's see if we put like a wall here and here, we can probably still stack it a little bit. So let's say there's a wall here, and there's a wall here. We could put water here and put slabs underneath, slabs on top so that it's still flat. I feel like the individual layer just doesn't look nice, right? So it would be another layer of grass here, and then it would be the crop here, and we'd put some water here with some slabs. And that I feel is genuinely my only option at this moment in time. I'm just gonna design one half and then see what that looks like, and then I'll design the other half after. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah. And I'm feeling better. I'm definitely feeling better. I'm not as soul destroyed as I am when I found out about the building height. So I also found out something else. Apparently you can't have minions on the garden, so we're getting rid of our fences. So I've been thinking about how we're going to redo this, and I think the areas that I previously had laid out for buildings are going to be turned into something somewhat similar to what we've done for the pumpkin and melon farm. So we're going to have our pumpkin and melon farm here. Oh my god, I need to be level 5 to place sugarcane. This is becoming extremely painful. What about cactus? Level 7. Oh no, I just want to do it for decoration purposes though. I was so filled with energy and ready to go. And the garden it keeps kicking me down. Okay, well, I mean, this area here, this is going to be a bamboo farm. And let's see what it tells me. You're not even allowed to place bamboo. Okay, interesting. Okay, well, I had rethought about plans. The plans have been skewed already. So this is going to be a sugarcane farm, which we need to level up the garden for. That's fine. This is going to be a cactus farm, which again, we need to level up the garden for. Also fine. But I'll add the decoration and stuff in. I think for this area, we're just going to add another patch of potatoes. So we'll get that done. We have a visitor, Karampala. Karampala has seen our recent video of the preparing for the garden and wanted to come and see how we were doing. Little do they know the amount of pain I have experienced so far. Hey, we got a garden level up just from destroying potatoes, which is good news because that means even while I'm building the farm, I can technically maybe level it up and get us that sugarcane that we need to place down. So that's pretty cool. Okay, we need to decorate the sugarcane area. Oh, actually, get these placed. Place our melon and pumpkin seeds. Level 6! I can place pumpkin. Thank God. I can't move on, baby doll. I'm just going to speak to Jeff. It said speak to Jeff because I had leveled up, so I want to do that. Have you picked a specialized farming tool yet? If not, no worries. They each have their own requirements, which you can see inside the Skymart shop. These specialized farming tools are a game changer. You can level them and upgrade to become even more powerful. Farming using... oh, that's a lot of words. Farming using one of these tools also gives you sawdust, which will be essential in upgrading your chips. So once you get your hands on one, swing by and see me and I'll teach you about chips. The hell? So you get extra fortune for stuff, basically. 250 copper. Right, that's going to be a while. No problem. What do you want anyway, Tarwin? You want... for enchanted wheat. I could do that probably pretty easily. But we're building. We're building at the moment, Tarwin. You're going to have to sit there and wait. What I've done is I've kept the theme. We've got the blue roof with the white trim with the trapdoors. The same mixture of blocks for the walls. We're doing the birch and the oak. I've done one main roof with two connecting roofs. So there's a roof that goes in from each side and then there's the main roof in the middle. It just adds a bit more detail, a bit more to look at. So this is where the cactus is going to go. Okay, that's our 4 structures done. And truth be told, the last one, not a huge fan of it. I really struggled to find a decent shape with the windows and such. So I had a new plan and I decided that if I go around and I break some blocks and replace them with oak logs, it'll give it the appearance that it's a reconstructed building over time. Like maybe it's fallen apart and it's just had some repairs done to it. And you know, I actually think it really suits the theme. So I quite like it in the end. We do have one little spot left and it's this little corner down here. I don't know what to do with it. I'm not sure. I've got it. I know what I'm going to do. We're going to make a little goals list for the garden and maybe like put a little bench next to it as well. It's going to be a very simple goals list. A couple more finishing touches and then we'll be all good. Oh, what? You can't place roses in the garden. It's a bit of a joke. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the extremely painful design of the garden. And I know there's a couple of things we still need to finish off, but this episode has been about building the garden itself, and I don't want to grind the levels of the garden when it's supposed to be about building. We need to get the sugarcane house up and running. That's level 5 for the farm. We are currently level 4. We need to get the cactus house up and running, which is level 7 for the garden. And the back corner, not sure what I'm going to do with that building yet, but I'm sure something will come up. Maybe we can make it like a sunflower house or something. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.